What's up, everyone? Drew, aka Catching Rockets here. I hope y'all had a good weekend or are still having a good weekend. Um, do a quick recap of Friday. I feel kind of like a noob. I don't understand why I did this, but I'm pretty sure we talked about on Thursday night that if we came down to the single prints would be a spot to grab calls. I don't know why I didn't mark it. Obviously, this was gold for anybody that follows me regularly. We know the single print mid is the spot to get in, and if we find the midpoint here, it's literally to a T right there. Anyway, I feel pretty stupid for not having a watch for calls marked here, but this was obviously the play. Somebody had asked me when we lost the POC if a retest was a good spot to get in, and I said yes, and that played out. But other than that, feel like we were looking for puts right here. Hopefully you guys caught this. If not, hopefully you saw the message about retest of the POC. And hopefully you guys got in calls here. Anyway, let's go through and start deleting stuff. Also, hello everybody. Thank you, Will, for joining fans. I appreciate that. Means a lot. Oh, also a quick heads up. I have I'm hoping to get canceled from work tonight, so I might have to answer my phone in a minute here. If they call me to say that I'm canceled. A lot of times they'll send a text message, and if they send a text message, I'll just have to reply to them really quick, but I might have to answer my phone just in case they do call. I was thinking about this the other day. I really need to stop scheduling myself on Sundays. Make more money trading Monday morning than I do working. But ideally, it would be better to just work a different day and then trade Monday morning. Monday morning seems to work out really well for me to go live and trade live with Keenan's Discord because I'm rested. Got decent sleep over the weekend generally. And it just works out. All right, so we have 3-day balance here where we can draw fibs. Where we can draw SIGs. My son had 2 concerts over the weekend, or 2 shows, whatever you want to call it. Fortunately, they were the reason they did it was they were right down the street from each other. So one was on the beach at one bar/restaurant. I guess the place is owned by Sammy Hagar or whatever. And then the second place was just a few minutes down the road. And I guess at the second place, I don't really know the details on this because I wasn't there. But I'm going to find out from the owner of that runs the band and stuff. But I guess there was some reporter that was in the audience, not there working or whatever. And after the show, they asked if they could interview the band. And they said it was going to appear somewhere. I don't know where, but I need to talk to the owner and figure out who it was and where it's going to be posted. But that's pretty cool. So there's our SIGs. TPO. We have a strong high and a strong or single prints at the top, single prints at the bottom. A lot of single prints at the top. Christian, I need to do the same. I worked last night, so I just started the recording and went to bed. But I need to look at the stock scan for the long-term portfolio. My son's a little stud, so I don't like what's it called? I don't like dairy milk, and I don't really buy anything else. Like, I buy dairy milk, for my wife and kids or whatever. But then coffee, I just generally use creamer. I use like oat milk creamer, but I don't buy oat milk like for myself or whatever. But so my son really wanted to make me coffee, so this morning he made homemade oat milk, and then made me an espresso, like ice shaken espresso. It's really good. Alrighty, so there's our stuff as is. Let's look at fear and greed. We should be in greed still. Yeah. Let's look at our calendar for the week. Nothing really happening tomorrow. Tuesday, CPI in Canada. That's a joke, by the way, when I say it like that. An hour before the market open. Wow. 30 minutes before the open. Is this China? I don't know what country that is. I think it is China. Yeah, okay. Had to make sure. They've got loan prime rate 1 year and 5 year. And then 30 minutes after the open, New Zealand has a bunch of stuff. Tuesday is going to be volatile. Wednesday, FOMC. So Monday is probably going to be a chop fest. Tuesday, we could get some volatility with this news. Wednesday, chop fest in the morning probably until we get the FOMC minutes. Thursday, they've got a bunch of stuff before the open. And then also an hour before the open, we have unemployment claims, Philly Fed manufacturing index. 45 minutes after the open, we have manufacturing PMI, services PMI. 30 minutes after the open, existing home sales. All day long, they have the Jackson Hole Symposium. There's a lot going on this week. Fed Powell, or Powell is talking on Friday. Pretty wild. I think Monday is going to be pretty choppy. Probably not the best day to trade, which sucks because I am going to be live tomorrow, assuming that I get canceled tonight. And if if I don't get canceled tonight, then I'll probably just go live when I do get home, which is generally about an hour and a half after the market opens. Let's see what else. Let's zoom out. I mean, we already know that we're in 3D balance here, but we're either accumulating or distributing up here at the top, right? Pretty safe to say that we have some distribution happening here. But we have to see what happens and where we go. Of course, there's always a possibility they push higher, but if I had to guess, this would be distribution, and we're going to sell off from here. Or I should say, if I had to pick a side one way or another. Open on futures, we've pushed up. Only about 10 points, nothing crazy. These are not current levels, but even with that said, this is going to be a pretty strong SR flip right here. And it looks like they're trying to do one of these. All right, let's pull up the big boy charts. Yeah. Generally, August is a red month. I don't think I mentioned I didn't trade on Friday. I was not feeling it. I can't remember. I think I didn't trade Thursday or Friday. I mean, I can check really quickly, but I don't remember right off the top of my head. I think I might have taken a trade Wednesday night that I closed Thursday morning, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I took a trade Wednesday night that I closed Thursday morning. So technically I didn't trade Thursday. I also did not trade Friday. Alrighty. Let's establish our levels here. Kind of no surprise. This is our open here. We went right from there. This is where we had a ton of buyers. Obviously, this news candle or whatever it was, we sliced through, but then quickly regained it, retested this zone, and then went much higher, right, when it made a new higher high. So this is a very strong area that we have right here. But as it's getting tested more and more, price keeps breaking through it. I don't really love my options for levels at the top here. This selling area is basically, or buying. It's buyers. It's not being respected anymore, right? So I don't even want this on my chart. But even if I highlight like all of this, so we broke above. When we came back and retested, this would be where you would get in long, or get in calls. What candle is this? Is that 1 a.m.? Yeah. I want to look at that really quick. 1 a.m. candle. So, I guess the point of what I'm trying to show here is up here we have a poor high, right? If this was a big, strong buying zone, or a big, strong buying zone that was still being respected, you would expect when they made that poor high on the retest here, you would expect them to make a new higher high, right? And then possibly sell off from there. But that is not the case. We got the bounce. Not a very good bounce. It's like 7 points, roughly 6 points. Yeah, something like that. And then from there, we got that massive dump, right? And actually, I traded this. Wait, no, I did not. This is Friday. I traded this massive dump. So this zone needs to go off of our charts. It's not being... it didn't perform the way we would want it to, right? If this was a strong level with a lot of buyers here, when we broke above, created this poor high retest, we would expect them to go and make a new higher high. That did not happen. We did get a reaction. We did get a bounce, but not enough. And then they dumped through it like it was nothing. So this level has to go. That creates a problem for us, which is I don't think I have anything on the top side. All right, there's a couple of things I want to look at here. For one, imbalances. Doesn't look like I have any. Nothing. What I was trying to look at there when I was looking on different time frames is, generally it's pretty easy to spot, like where large trading volumes coming in, right? Like this, significantly larger than other areas on the candles. Like for instance here, or even this here, significantly larger. But as I come forward here, things start to get a little weird. So I'm trying to figure out how to interpret this. So up here we've got some volume, not very much, but a little bit, right? There's even more volume here right in the middle of this candle. Here we've got some pretty significant volume. And so far, we don't know if this is buyers or sellers, I think. Maybe we do. We have volume here. There's some volume here. Some volume here, here. It's kind of all over the place, right? There's some up here as well. So it's kind of hard to read. I'm not going to grab any of this. I'm just going to keep this zone here where we keep bouncing. I think I know what I'm seeing. Where are we? This is making a lot more sense now. Anybody know what this is? At least if it's what I think it is. If it is what I think it is, it's not like the prettiest one I've ever seen. I wish it would stop snapping all weird. It's not finished. I'm giving you guys a chance to answer what you think it might be. Hey, what's up, Nora? There we go. Corey got it. Diamond top on a daily profile. And so this is kind of what you're looking at. This would be a diamond top, right? Where we have bearish trend, forms a diamond, and then we break out into a bullish trend. What we're looking at here, bullish trend, diamond top, breaking out into a bearish trend. It's not ready yet. Meaning that we probably need to go, back up and test the top here. Because as of right now, like we have 2 points that we can draw the bottom of the diamond. We have 2 points where we can draw the top left side of the diamond. We have 2 points we can draw the bottom right. We don't have 2 points to draw the top right side of the diamond. But this could be a big signal for a reversal, which would explain, all of the, basically the volume being traded scattered all over the place. I am going to be ignoring it, basically. We want to be aware that that's there, but I'm going to be ignoring all of this scattered volume through here. Like I said, they're probably going to run this up at least once, and then potentially dump and create a bearish downtrend. All right, so we need 466 to 470. Oh, let me close my other software really quick so I can see the chat again. All right. Will Merriweather, you can. I wasn't born with some special gift for reading charts. I worked hard, studied, put in the work, and it'll all come with time. The more time you spend looking at charts, the more this stuff will just pop out to you like nothing, and the more it will make sense. Actually, really quickly while I'm talking about that, I know I posted this sometime in Keenan's Discord last week. I forget who it was that I was talking with. But me and another trader were talking about like sacrifice and like when I don't want to say when I was learning because I'm still learning, but when I was really green, I would stay up till like 1, 2, 3 in the morning studying, and then I would wake up at 5:30. I was averaging probably, I would say like 3 to 4 hours of sleep a night. And the rest of the time I was either trading, watching charts, studying, reading books, watching videos, asking questions to people. And, you know, I think that's the distinction is like a lot of people are not willing to make those sacrifices. A lot of people are not willing to put in the time. And then a lot of people, you'll hear just their excuses. I'll tell you guys right now, I do not fucking like excuses. A lot of people, they think they're special. Like, I'm not trying to say that in a rude way, but like, I can't tell you how many times I've had people come to me, especially friends, right, that are like, oh, I want to learn how to trade. And I'm like, okay, read these books. Oh, dude, I'm not good at learning from reading. Da, 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 da. And the excuses just start flowing, right? And for people that hang out here, a bit, you guys already know, like, when I say this is not me making an excuse. This is me being real with you. I try to be very revealed. I don't try to like hide things or do shady stuff. So I'm not afraid to talk about myself. If that helps somebody else like grow, but I am extremely dyslexic, like extremely dyslexic. If you guys watch me, like you'll see when I'm typing stuff, I make spelling errors all the time. I switch letters around, like, I'll do P's and B's backwards. I'll see P's and B's backward, like just all kinds of crap. For me, reading is probably one of the most frustrating things ever. But when I was learning how to trade, nobody ever heard me say, I can't do this because it's hard for me to read. Instead, I would read the same sentence 10 times until I made sure that I understood it. Or I would read the same page 10 times. Because sometimes my mind will wander when I'm reading. Like, I'll be going through the motions, but my mind is somewhere else. And I'm sure that happens to a majority of people. But not only that, like I switch words around. I'll transpose letters. I'll read words in a different order. And obviously that's confusing. And so that I'll have to go back and reread it. But never, ever once did anybody hear me using it as an excuse as to why I couldn't learn, right? The same thing I did in school, I just had to work a little bit harder. The same thing, like with trading, I just had to work a little bit harder. But I never use it as a fucking excuse, to try to have somebody else hold my hand and do the work for me. And frankly, nobody can hold your hand and do the work for you, right? So like, if you think because you know me in person and you're my friend that you can just reach out and be like, oh, hey, like, this is really hard for me because I'm not a good reader or whatever. Like, can you teach me? Like, no, you got to put in the work. The thing is like, if you read the books I suggest, it's going to give you a good general outline of the concepts you need to understand. And then at that point, once you have a good general understanding of what the books are saying, somebody like myself can take you and like help you dial in how to apply that to charts or how to apply that to trading or whatever else. But I don't have the books memorized to where I can teach you verbatim what they're saying. It just wouldn't work out well because, again, I just don't have those books memorized, to that degree. No, P's and B's by themselves are not confusing. But I can't tell you how many times in my life, like, I need to draw a P, right? And I'll do like a Q. And then I look at it and I'm like, oh, is that wrong? That doesn't look right. And it's so frustrating. I'm trying to think, like, and of course, like, I have a D in my name. And so, like, way too often I'll do this and I'll be like, oh, that doesn't look right, or whatever. And then I'll be confused and I'm like, shit, which one's the D? Which one's the B? Yeah, it's not fun. But again, I'm just sharing this with you guys for context, and I'm not using it as an excuse, right? And so, I mean, that's it. Like, how bad do you want this? How hard are you willing to work? And whatever that is, don't make fucking excuses for yourself. Shoot, like, I teach my son, that he can do anything he wants to do in life. And I don't, I always tell him, like, like, there's just no excuse, right? Like, if you really want something, you go out and get it. It might not be easy, but you're perfectly capable and perfectly able to accomplish whatever it is that you want to do in life. And the same goes for everybody here. You're all capable. It just depends, like, how hard are you willing to work? How important is it to you? How bad do you want it? And then with all of that said, you can do it, right? The books, I'll just link them. I mean, they're linked in the description of the chat, but there's really, like, I don't know. It depends where you are as a trader. So if you are, if you're like new, where you don't understand chart patterns, like an uptrend, downtrend, sideways price action, things like that, then you're gonna want to start with getting an understanding of technical analysis, right? Why is this so slow? So this would be like the first book that you would want to read. This is called Getting Started in Technical Analysis. If you have an understanding of technical analysis, you can skip that book. And then the one that you would go to is Volume Profile. Dude, come on. I should do this like live so you guys can see the frustration I'm dealing with. Like, I'm typing into Amazon, and when I go to click on what I want to get to, an ad pops up and like pushes it down. And then when I click on what I actually need, it takes freaking half an hour to open. They've made the Amazon website like really sloppy. So that second book is going to be called Volume Profile by Trader Dale. You can actually go directly to his website. If you go into Google and type in Volume Profile by Trader Dale, his website will come up, and you can get the book for free if you don't mind having what's it called? If you don't mind having like a digital copy of the book. I like physical copies. but it's like a $10 book on Amazon, or again, you can get it for free on Trader Dale's website. The third book that you're going to want to read is going to be Volume Price Analysis by Anna Cooling. There we go. Those ads pushing crap down. Thank you. Like, they just popped up an ad for a measuring cup. Like, okay, cool, I'm a cook. Good job.
Thank you.
Ugh. Oh, and then it looks like I did not get canceled tonight. Fun. And then last but not least, what is it? Oh. And actually, this is not last but not least. Trading in the Zone. Basically, again, if you don't understand technical analysis, start with the second or the first book. If you understand technical analysis, read those next 3 books. If you don't understand technical analysis, read all 4 books. Once you've done all 4 books or all 3 books or whatever it is, from there, you're going to want to apply what you learned and like chart, basically take what I'm doing here live, and apply it to your charts and trade off of that for about a good 6 months. And I highly recommend doing 1 trade a day. Most people will not listen to me. But that's really the way to grow and get better. And I don't feel like explaining why right now. You just have to take my word for it. I'm kind of sick of talking about it and people not doing it. So, and once you've done that, so anyway, once you've done those steps and done like 6 months of trading off of volume profile and volume profile, or sorry, volume price analysis and volume profile, then you'll want to add in the, I guess, more complex order flow. So this last book is called Order Flow by Trader Dale. Same thing. You can go to Trader Dale's website, download it for free, but there's the link for it right there. And that would be the charts where we found like this buy side high volume node where we were looking at the actual orders and all of that. But you want to really nail down volume profile before you move on to order flow. And also, I'm sure people might not listen to me and they'll want to skip ahead and basically read those books and then go immediately into reading order flow and bypass trading with just volume profile. And that's just going to set you back. I've taught a lot of people. The way that I teach works, the time frame works. Everybody that I've ever taken under my wing and has listened to me verbatim has come out on top and is profitable. Everybody that I've taken under my wing and they want to do it their own way and not do the 1 trade a day and not follow whatever and blah, 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 has ended up not being profitable, at least as far as I know. There might be a few outliers where they've managed to be profitable, but it's going to be far and few between. And then basically you end up getting to the point where I just like won't even entertain you anymore. I can't even find a way to like to show this, but there's a friend of mine where I spent hours with this guy. Like he's not what's it called? He's not like a tech savvy person. And he's also not a trader, right? And he wants to be a trader. And so I spent a while like teaching him how to use a computer, how to set up his charts, how to set up trading software, like everything. I remember like when I was first teaching him, I spent like 4 hours helping him configure and set up his trading software. And it was so frustrating because since he's not a tech person, I'm like, hey, just click here and click this and do this and da 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 da. And like he couldn't even follow my instructions. And so like we would have to go over the same thing like 16 times just to get him to change one setting, right? And we finally got through all of it. And then the very next time I talked to him, he watched some video on YouTube and undid all of the settings I did with him and changed them to something else. And I was like, are you serious right now? So then I had to spend another day working with him, getting it all reconfigured back to how we had configured it. And anyway, he basically, like, after like years of working with this guy and him just kind of like doing his own thing, kind of listening to me, asking questions, doing his own thing, me working with him one-on-one, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, dude, like, you're not doing what I'm telling you. And he's like, yeah, I'm stubborn. And I was like, oh, okay, good to know. And so now, and this is years later, our conversations kind of go like this, like, hey, Rockets, would you help me set up the options, please? It's been a while. I use Thinkorswim. And I'm like, I don't have time tonight, brother. Okay, tomorrow. And I'm like, yeah, Tuesdays are pretty packed for me. I might be able to Wednesday. Someone in the group might be able to help you sooner, but I'm more than happy to help if I have time. It's okay, I'll wait for you, no problem. I'm not in a hurry. And that was in April 7th. Fast forward to the next message. Rockets, I got me a new laptop. I need your help, man. Would you please help me? And I'm like, oh, hello. Congrats on the new computer. I'm working the next 4 nights. Can't help right now. And then he replied, like, I wasn't able to get into Discord and Apex. Let me know when you're ready, okay? And that was the last message. And really just like, I love the guy. I consider him a friend. But that's pretty much it. I can't do it anymore, you know? We would also be looking for this. And we would also be looking for this. Oops, bro. Alrighty. Yawning Man, I do not like Top Step X. I would recommend going with Apex. Apex will have basically all of the things that you're talking about. They offer Trade-Evate. They offer Quantower. They're also inexpensive, and they do payouts, no issues. I've said this a few times here. One of the people that I helped teach cashed out like 1.6 million from them. I've got plenty of cash outs from them, but not to the tune of 1.6 million. But so that would be who I would recommend, apextraderfunding.com. This link here is my affiliate link. And this code here, you don't need the code if you click the link, but the code will give you the best discount they have right now, which is 80% off. The link will also give you the same discount. You just don't have to type in the code, which is 80% off. And that'll be for, if you use my link or my code at any time, whenever you go to their site, you're always going to get like the best deal. They do like 80% off and 90% off pretty frequently. And if you go there when they have a 90% off deal, you'll still get the 90% off. I mean, being stubborn can be a good thing sometimes. I'm pretty stubborn on some things, but for things like learning and growing, I'm always going to be open, you know. All right, I guess it's time for me to go hop in the shower. If you guys have any questions, now would be the time. I also want to share something with you guys really quickly, because this has been happening pretty often. To my friends that are a part of Keenan's Discord, if you want to remain a part of Keenan's Discord, and I'm not saying this with any kind of negative context, I'm just stating it as it is, because, obviously, like through my platform on YouTube or through answering questions, and then people knowing that I'm a moderator on Keenan's Discord, I always seem to be the one that gets the questions like after the fact, or the help me after the fact, and then I always have to DM Keenan and whatever, blah 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 blah. If you do something on Keenan's Discord that like is questionable, and specifically if mod KGU like tells you, hey, chill or whatever, just be like, okay, or don't even reply, just leave it alone. Keenan has told mod KGU that basically he has a zero tolerance policy, and so if you clap back even slightly to mod KGU, you're going to get banned. And then you're going to be in my DMs, and then I'm going to be DMing Keenan, and it's just not worth it. So if you have any kind of questionable anything that you say in the Discord and mod KGU tells you to chill, just either say nothing or just say, okay, sorry, or whatever. But don't say anything that can be mistaken for any kind of an attitude or clapping back or anything like that, because you'll get kicked. Just a heads up. Okay? Yeah, and definitely don't post invites for other Discords. That's an immediate ban, and I won't be able to get that undone. So that'll be on you. Long-term setups, of course. You trade however you want to trade. Yeah, trade however you want to trade. All right, so with that said, depending on how I'm feeling in the morning, I'll probably go live. there's a chance that I'm just really tired and I don't go live. There's also a chance that I'm not really tired and I do go live. It's also going to depend on price action. If I look at the charts and they're just chopping sideways, I'm not going to bother going live. But I should definitely be live, at least for the people in the appropriate Discords on Tuesday. Meaning that, like, on Keenan's, he goes live on Tuesday, so I'm not going to go live in Keenan's Discord on Tuesday. And if that's the case, then I will probably go live in Keenan's Discord on Wednesday. Oh, wait, no, Wednesday I have a class. Yeah, so I don't know. I might not be trading live much this week at all. But we'll see. With that said, as always, much love, much respect, everybody. And peace out. We will see you tomorrow. Bye.